Mm.
Did you get
However,
a
I am
lollipop?
going no, because one, I didn't have one, and two, I got so freaking sugared out yesterday.
Yeah.
We did a no sugar challenge for January and February, and then yesterday I went to my sister-in-law's house and I brought lots of like caramellos and stuff and
Hmm.
s'mores, and I
Undid it all.
yes, I did it all, and it was no. I was going to say it in Spanish. I don't want to do it. So yes, no, nope.
All right. Well, anyways, I'm having sugar.
Anywho,
I actually stole this from because I realized last minute I was like, oh yeah, she said she might get a lollipop. And I was like, I don't have one, but
I was
uh,
going to.
Elena had her Valentine's Day box that she's not really touching anymore, you know? So I found this in there.
If you want to pause, I think I could find one.
Whatever, if you want to. You want one? Do you want a lollipop?
Do I want a lollipop? Yes, I do. Okay,
Okay.
pause. I'll be back. Just have to wrap up in my blanket because it's cold outside. It was. Well,
I'm out on the
I'm
lanai and
back.
it is not cold outside. I'm very lucky.
This is my jealous face because it was like 38 degrees here yesterday.
Mm, gross.
However, my lovely husband knew I was going to wear a swimsuit today, and so he brought the heater in here a long time ago and
Oh,
got it
nice.
all warmed up for me.
Awesome. Good job,
Um,
Cody. All right, so
yeah.
today is our Sunshine and Lollipops episode
Woohoo!
where
We
we
needed some
are,
good news today.
yeah, and thankfully, my and Anthony's news guy, Phil DeFranco, he's been doing what he calls, I think, BAMF of the day. He's like badass motherfucker, something like that. Yeah.
I think I've seen a few.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So he's highlighting good stories and good people. So I've kind of
Hmm.
like collected a few of those that I really liked, and today I'm going to share those with Emily.
Nice.
And
I like it. I have a
in our
few as
swimming
well if
suits.
you want.
Oh, yay! Yeah, I do.
I collected a couple, but who knows? They could be the same thing. And Cody's here. Hi, Cody.
Hi, Cody.
Rachel says hi. Awesome. So let's get started.
Mhm. Okay, so first, he doesn't have to be quiet. He could come play.
Well, my parents listen to this show, and I'm anyway. Thank you.
Mm,
Okay. Good news of the day.
yeah, you'll have to make a separate video for him later.
Yeah, that's a different channel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, first awesome story that he told that I loved was about James Harrison and his special blood. Have you heard about him?
Uh, it's dinging a bell, but keep going.
Okay. So, when James Harrison was 14 years old, he required a major chest surgery. And so he had to have
Okay.
a blood transfusion. So he made a promise to himself that when he could, he was going to donate. So at
Yeah.
18, he started donating and he continued donating. And let me see. It says, despite an aversion to needles, Harrison began donating in 1954 at age 18. And a decade later, it was found that his blood contained an antibody essential for producing anti-D injections. Do you know what those are?
No.
So when the mom's blood and
Oh
the
yeah, yeah,
baby's
yeah.
blood,
I
like it's
do.
gonna reject the yeah, it's given to
They're
pregnant
not
women,
compatible.
yeah, whose blood might attack their unborn baby. And without it,
Yep.
the baby might develop hemolytic disease of the fetus, which is a blood disorder that can be fatal.
Yeah.
So he donated,
Superman.
yeah, but it's not that he donated from 18 to age 81. And the only reason he stopped is because he hit the maximum age.
Really?
Yes. So
Aw.
over 60 years, he donated 1,173 times. He made 3 million doses of anti-D and saved, you know, who knows how many people are alive because this guy just is fucking awesome and has special blood.
That's
So I
awesome.
thought
You know what? That's super inspiring. I haven't donated blood since high school because I passed out hard and
I was
like
gonna say, yeah,
it
it
was
didn't go
pretty
well.
rough. It did not go well,
Yeah.
but it's been a long time since then. So thanks to him,
Yeah,
maybe I will go donate
you're
next
not
time it comes to the
like
kids'
you're still
school
very
and we'll
small, but you're not as like petite and fragile.
really.
Like, yeah, you were pretty.
I had barely hit the like 100-pound max or limit
Hmm.
that you had to be, and I think I was taller than most people
Yeah,
anyway. Yeah, there wasn't much to me. I probably shouldn't have been donating, but I think I can now. So
maybe.
thank you for being inspirational.
I need to do the same. Maybe we can both do it, like encourage each other because I've always
Okay,
like secretly wished that I had like super blood that somehow did something like that. But
right? Maybe we do.
at the same time, I'm afraid to donate blood. Like
Yeah,
it makes me so squeamish when I just have to give blood like for medical reasons that I have never donated blood. But
really,
but who knows? I might have magic blood. And
right?
yeah, I
You know
need to
what?
get over it.
As someone who has had loved ones need transfusions, any blood is magic blood when it's needed.
Yeah, well, and I'm O
So,
positive, and I think O positive is I don't know if it's like the best, the universal donor that might be O negative. I don't know, but it's a pretty universal donor.
yeah.
So I should definitely be donating my blood.
Okay,
So
we'll do
thank you,
it.
James. We're gonna because he actually passed away. The man
Mm,
with the golden arm, he recently passed away, but he left a legacy, and that is that we want to
yeah,
get, I don't know, donate some blood and help out. Bella hasn't had to have a blood transfusion yet, thankfully, but
yeah.
it is very potentially in our like future. And
Future.
I always like was like, okay, if Bella has to have a blood transfusion, that's when I'm going to do it. That's when I'm going to donate blood. So I think I want to do it. I'm just like trying to get up the nerve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and my son's school keeps sending him, I don't know if it's through the school, but the Red Cross keeps sending my son things say that they are really low right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's just what they say all the time, but
I
it
bet
seems
you
to be
say
really
that to
frequent.
everyone. Yeah.
I bet you say that to everybody with blood.
Yeah.
But yeah, awesome.
Hmm.
Awesome.
So yeah, very awesome. You want to
Yeah,
share what do you want to share one of yours?
sure. I
Okay.
saw one this week. I didn't write his name down and I should have, but there was a little 4-year-old boy and his great grandma was watching him.
Okay.
Did you hear this one at all?
I didn't.
Okay. So his great grandma was watching him and she fell and she smacked her head
Mm.
on the stairs. It was
Oh,
really bad. She
yeah.
couldn't get up, she couldn't move, and her cell phone was in her car, and it was at nighttime. It was super dark outside, and he was the only one there. And she said, "You got to go get my phone, buddy. You got to go get my phone." And so he goes outside in the dark to his grandma's car,
Mm.
and he gets the phone, and you can hear it on like the little Ring cameras or the cameras that they have outside. And he's just like, "Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Don't be scared." You know. And he
Yeah.
goes out there, and when he gets it from the car, he's like, "I did it. I did it." And he runs it back and saved his grandma. Anyway, it was super duper cute.
Yeah, that
And
sounds
she says,
adorable.
my little guardian angel. So I thought it was pretty sweet.
Yeah. And even at 4 years old, you know, people can be pretty amazing. I mean, actually, kids are like
Yeah.
the most amazing. They're always the best.
Yeah, but I don't know if I would have run like at 4 years old to be told to go outside in the dark. It's like, but there's scary things out
Yeah,
there.
I know. Yeah. No, that's
What
pretty
if the
awesome.
monsters get me?
That would have been, I would have had to run really fast. And I would have felt it
Yeah.
on my toes the whole time, or on my heels, not my toes. Yeah.
Right. I
I would have
still
like
feel that
sensed
sometimes.
something that wasn't there.
Hmm. I felt it the other night. I went to go like turn off the lights in the garage and I just wanted to make sure they were off before I went to bed. So I double check and I open the garage and the door that it's all dark in there.
Uh-huh.
And right before I shut it, I pictured someone like pushing
Why
the
do
door open. You know
why
what
do
I
we
mean?
do that? I
I
do
don't
that.
know, but it was like, Hannah, just for a second, I was like, ah, okay.
Look ah! Okay, I got him.
I go to bed and I'm like, Cody, you don't know this, but I just saved the family. Like,
He's in the garage still, but he's not in the house. So
yeah, he can't get in. I locked it.
okay. Um, next story. This one's just Dorian Pace, who is a
Okay.
Ohio bus driver, saved 15 kids from a burning bus. He
Really?
yeah, they were 1 mile from the school and there was like a loud bang and it just like went up in flames. And he, gathered all the kids, ushered them off, and it was like engulfed. So the fact that, nobody got hurt, he got them off, he kept them all calm and, called for backup and stuff like that. So hope, just
So good.
awesome. Yeah.
As a parent, that's so what you hope is,
Yeah,
the adults that are
exactly.
around your kids.
Yeah. When I was
Super
looking for like
necessary.
good videos, I found one that was like it was just in a clip of a bunch of videos, but it was this like this girl and this guy who were walking, and these two guys on like a moped or whatever stopped behind them trying to grab like the girl's purse, and the guy just took off running and left her. I'm like, he could have taken care of himself. He could have jumped off the bus, but he immediately was like, I got to get these kids off this bus, and that's who you want driving your kids.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and
Thank you for taking care
especially
of our children.
I mean, I just was on a field trip with my daughter Bella where we had a little fire scare and the bus
Oh,
wasn't even
yeah.
on fire and the kids were, you know, for all they knew in that
Panicking
moment
and
it was. Yeah,
scared. And
exactly. Um, I told Emily, but I'm gonna tell everybody else because it was so silly. The bus that we were on, it wasn't anybody on the bus this trip, but somebody previously must have been chilly and stuffed some tissue or something up in an air vent to block air. And when we were driving, or thankfully we were at a rest stop, it caught fire and started filling the bus with smoke. And I was towards the back of the
please.
bus, and the kids, like they got off, but there was pushing and there was some
Panic.
freaked, panicked kids, and then the
A
kids that
little
were at the
mayhem.
back of the bus had to ride the rest of the way home, like on the front of the bus, because they didn't want to
They're like,
act
I'm not
anymore.
doing that
Yeah,
again.
exactly. So no, I thought,
Yeah.
hell yeah, like I I would like him driving my kids, or good
Yeah,
job,
I'd be
guy.
okay with that. Thank you,
Yep.
sir. Thank you. I've often wondered what I would be like in an emergency situation. Like, I would hope that I would be helpful to others.
Yeah. I've
The
had to
panic
be in a
wouldn't just
couple, and
set in
I
and
I think you'd do better than you think. I've been in a couple type of things where I've had to be the one to call 911 or whatever, and you I think
you just do what you got to do.
I think you kind of do. I think you rise to the occasion. You can't really imagine what you'll do because you'll just do it,
Hmm.
hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one a couple of years ago. My daughter was playing on this like overturned bunk bed that we were getting rid of,
Uh-huh.
and she slipped and she cut her foot really bad, like the top of her foot. She just, it was bad. And I'm like, okay, let's get your dad, let's go to the doctor. And all of a sudden I'm like, ugh, like
No, no.
started going down. I'm like, oh no, I would not be helpful.
Yeah.
Crap. But
Like it's a good thing I'm not a nurse, but
yeah, exactly. Cody, this one's on you. I don't think I can drive right now, but
yeah, yeah. But
I
you
was a little
still,
disappointed in myself.
well, you got her the help she needed before you started passing out though, right?
She did.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I was very glad Cody was there though, because
yeah. Um,
yeah,
we
mucho
had we had
helpfulito.
one day where we were out here and just sitting at the table in front of me where I am, and it was before Elena could swim, and she was playing over the water as she normally does, and she or she was actually we had her playing on the stairs, that's what it was. And like in the moment that she like stepped off and you could see her under there, like I was basically in the water, and Anthony was
Yeah,
like I don't know how you got there. Like I don't know how you were there so fast, because like I saw her and then I saw you, like
you're a
you were there, and I was
vampire.
like, I know, I was like, honestly, I don't know. Sometimes you just,
Yeah,
yeah, it just happens.
the extra adrenaline kicks in, and all of a sudden you're a cheetah.
Exactly. And I
Hmm.
actually wasn't looking right at her. It's like I saw an unnatural movement at the corner of my eye and just
Yep.
went. Yeah. So
I can see that. I can see that about you. I think you got some superpowers in there.
I'll go with that. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember being on the other side of that. I remember being really little and like being like, oh yeah, I can swim, and you just step off and you're like, no, I can't. And I
And
remember looking up and just sitting there looking up, and then all of a sudden a hand came down and my brother pulled me out.
you're like,
But
Help, get help."
hey, I'm not going anywhere. I can't do anything. The swimsuit's just for show. No, I'm just kidding. I can swim now.
That's
But
good.
okay.
I can doggy paddle. I can find my way around, but I'm not going anywhere. too fast for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not winning any races.
No,
Okay, you ready for the next one?
I am.
Okay. Oh, another 4-year-old.
Okay.
4-year-old lost his stuffed elephant in
Okay.
England, and he really needed it. Like it was one of those ones where it's like he's not going to bed without it. He's
Yeah.
bawling his eyes out. So the mom turned to social media and she's like asking anybody if they had seen it. And a local butcher had found it and they put it in their front window. And so through the magic of social media, people had started like citing it and like sending him messages. And the little boy was reunited with his elephant and good times were had by all.
Awesome. I may have seen that or one like that, but yeah, I love when people come together. I got one
And
of those
together.
too. Yeah, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So my next one actually comes from Idaho. So these
Nice.
are, yeah,
My backyard.
people in your backyard. Okay, so this is the story of David Craning and Christina Kavanaugh. So
Okay.
David Craning owned the last video store in Pocatello, Idaho. It was like a family store. It had been his dad's, handed down. Um, so it'd been there a long time. But as things started to slow down, he he realized he was going to need to close it down. But he has a
I think I heard this
customer.
story.
Have you? Okay, so
Keep
she
going
had
though. I
been
like it.
coming in 3 days a week for the last 15 years. She has Down syndrome and is almost completely nonverbal. And he was really worried about like how this was going to affect her if he shut down because he knew that this was really important to her. And
She needed this. Yeah.
yeah, and a previous video store that she used to go to when it shut down, like it had been really hard on her, actually. Her mom said she would drive her by to kind of try to show her to help her because she doesn't get a store like shutting down. So she would get down and look in the windows and just be like, what's going on or whatever. So
Where are they? Where'd they go? They left me.
exactly. So he didn't want that to happen. They even would like train their new hires on like, okay, she's gonna be coming in. This is how you help her and stuff like that. So she was pretty much family. So what he did was he owned the convenience store next door. He put in Christina's Corner, 200 videos, mostly Disney, because that's what she
That's what she
likes.
likes.
Yeah, and he created a video store for her to visit, every time she comes through at the convenience store. And I thought, heck yeah,
That's
like
super sweet.
because he actually put off closing, so he lost money to like not
Make sure she had a place to go.
exactly. And I'm like, that's fucking awesome. Like that's a good human. I like that.
I think so. I like that a lot.
Mhm.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I love good people. There are good people everywhere.
Hmm.
Um, well, speaking of good people, and one of the first things I was looking up as far as like good news goes
Hmm.
is with all of the tornadoes and things going on this week, I remembered a quote from Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers.
Uh-huh.
And he said that when he saw scary things on the news and things that were bad, his mom would tell him to look for the helpers. She said
Yeah.
even though things were bad, to look for the helpers. And so I was looking for the helpers, right?
Hmm.
And well, let's see, what did I find? Oh, I
Helpers.
found a lady. I found all the helpers, all of them. There were a lot of volunteers, and most of the real like actual help comes from like your neighbors and people nearby, and then extended neighbors, meaning people from other states who are like, okay, I have a chainsaw and a truck. Let's go. Like,
Yeah.
let's just do this. And then they just do. They don't wait on like government help and they don't wait on people to organize that way. They're like, let's just start. Let's just get it done. So there was a lady in Missouri and she wanted to help the people in her neighborhood whose houses had been destroyed by the tornadoes, and she asked for just donations from everybody around, and she created a little food pantry just out of just a little enclosed trailer that she had, and she actually set it up kind of like a little store. It was really cool. Just
Nice.
within a day, she had a nice little food pantry there that everybody could come and take stuff from. I thought that was pretty helpful.
Yeah, definitely. To feel like you can count on the people around you and when things go down. Like
Yeah,
that's huge. People are more helpful in the big things, like because people are struggling day to day and we might not know how to like help the individual, but like when a big thing happens like that, we
yeah.
organize, we rally. Yeah.
I think everybody has an innate desire to help. Like if you see something that someone that actually needs help,
Hmm.
it's I mean, you have this just desire to do it. And day to day, I think it's kind of hard to feel like you're inserting yourself in other people's lives and like,
Mhm.
but if there's a huge emergency, it's obvious, like, sweet, I
Yeah.
can do something.
Yeah.
Do, do, do. Okay,
Excellent.
your turn.
Okay. Next one. Okay. So this one is a really fucking cool one. Another one. So this is Elena Hershey and Sean Moyer. So
Okay,
they went to prom together in the late 80s. Um,
okay.
I think it was that his prom date canceled on him like a week before prom, and they were friends, so she went with him.
Hmm.
Um, and then, years and years, they lose touch for decades. And a little about him, he had an infection that left his body rejecting his kidneys. And so he had his first transplant at 16, and then another one in his
Yeah,
30s. And a transplant only lasts between 8 to 20 years. So he's in his 50s, and he now is needing another kidney transplant. Elena's living her own life completely away from him, but she has
yeah.
um just on her own been like researching kidney transplants and has pretty much decided that she's going to do it. Um, there was a quote that she had been doing research and she said she realized it was no longer a question of if, but when she would donate. And then it just so
Nice.
happens that she found out through a friend that Sean was looking for a kidney. So she called him and was like, "Hey, I want to give you my kidney." And he was like, obviously blown away, like, "Oh my God, this person who I like last from the past is gonna like basically try to
Yeah,
swoop in and save my life, getting nothing for her
that's so
own."
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so the only thing is though they were not a match.
Crap.
Yeah. But
Did
there's
you
such a
do the,
that she there's just such a thing as a paired
yep.
exchange program. I had never heard of this before until this story. So I didn't know that you could do
So
this.
cool, huh?
Yeah, yeah. So basically, you donate to just another recipient and you get a voucher to give to the person you were trying to donate to. So she cut his wait time from 10 years down to 1 year. And he has a new kidney and is living all because of this, girl he knew in high school who just was like,
Bam,
awesome.
I want to do it.
Yeah,
That is
I know.
so cool.
Yeah, like I don't know how she got it on her radar to do. Maybe, I mean, I don't even know. There was another quote from her that said, "If a couple weeks of downtime and a little bit of discomfort is all I need to do to extend someone's life, it's just such an easy decision to make." Like, I don't know. Should I give someone my kidney?
I know it's so hard to know. It's like, what if I need both of them? But like,
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I've wondered too.
Yeah. I mean,
And then if you donate and like your family member needs it, you're like, dang it. Like, I don't know. What do you do?
yeah, I don't know, but thankfully there's people like her who were
Yes,
able to do that. Yeah.
absolutely. Pretty freaking cool.
Yeah. All right. Good.
Bravo. She gets a gold
Ah,
star from me.
yes.
All right, Kay. Oh, this week they called a trial of a new titanium heart successful.
Okay.
So it's a titanium heart with it runs on magnets, I believe. And a man lived with one for 100 days and it just carried him over so he could wait for a heart transplant. So
So it's not
new
intended
titanium.
to maybe be like a long term,
Yeah,
like
I don't
you
think it's a full-time life thing, but
I could
I mean 100 days
yeah, get him
is
to
not
when he
nothing.
can get a heart. Yeah.
Yep, and
You
it did,
know,
and he got a heart.
I had a patient who I think I can't remember what it was. She had an organ transplant and it was a pediatric organ transplant. So she like I think that it when she got it, was a few years ago. So she's named her kidney though and she like
Oh, really?
celebrates its birthday and like in honor because this little girl was 5 at the
Oh,
time
I
and
like
she would
it.
be 8 now. So she like
Oh,
celebrates the birthday um of her kidney
I
being
like
born.
that.
So like I know like just
Pay a
trying to
little
show some
homage.
yeah trying to pay some homage to the person who like gave you life kind of yeah
I like it.
she said it was
I like it a lot.
hard it was a little hard knowing that she had a pediatric like and I'm
Oh,
like well I mean it like if anybody has passed away they can't use those organs so like you know you don't have to feel guilt
yeah,
because of that but you're still paying homage I think that's really sweet.
I think so too. I think so too. Nobody, I don't think there's an organ recipient out there that doesn't understand the full weight of that.
Yeah.
Like, in order for me to have this, somebody else did not. Like,
Yeah.
but
Like I'm the life that made it.
I'm the life that made it. But
Hmm.
to honor that and to feel that gratitude, I think is the best thing you could possibly do.
Yeah.
Just to treat it well. Okay. Let's see. Oh, a 9-year-old North Carolina boy saved his 7-year-old friend while they were playing basketball. He started choking, and he said he saw somebody do the Heimlich maneuver on YouTube, and so he did it and saved his little buddy. And it was all caught on like a kind of a ring camera.
Bring it.
The unbelievable moment captured on school surveillance video. You can see Danye in the dark colored shirt begin to bend over, struggling to breathe. Jason in white noticed immediately and came to his rescue, squeezing his abdomen to expel the food.
Nice.
Yeah. And
YouTube,
it was so
social
funny
media
because
for
he's
the
like,
win.
right? They're playing basketball, and the kid's like all of a sudden bends over and just can't breathe, you know? And the kid just goes over and Heimlichs him and then just walks away and starts playing basketball again, like, yeah, that's good. Like not realizing what he just did, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So
He's like, oh, I got you.
it's just kind of, yeah, we're good. We're good.
That's awesome.
So pretty cool. Way to go, little dude. Way to go, YouTube.
Okay. So this next one is about the goodest boy.
The goodest boy. I love good
Fago is
boys.
a 12-year-old golden doodle from Virginia.
12?
12-year-old. Yeah. So
He's a good
he's
old
an older
boy.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But he would sit in the corner of their yard, like just waiting for anybody to come by, like just so wanted that and would get so happy.
Needed some love.
But he didn't get a lot of that, you know.
Hmm.
So he got diagnosed with prostate cancer, and him being an older dog and stuff like that, they knew, he's not going to make it, but his owner just got the idea. She just wanted to make the rest of his life the best. And so she put
Yeah.
out a little thing to her neighborhood, like an invitation, just inviting him, telling him about him and just saying he's going to be out there waiting. Like he just loves pets. So come show him some love. It's going to make his day and stuff like that. The first day she did it, she said they were out there for 5 hours with people coming and just playing with him.
Oh,
Yeah. And a neighbor who had never like visited before, like started coming over and even started making cookies for him. They were peanut butter banana cookies.
how cute is that?
Mhm. Yeah. Let's see here. No, 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 no.
Oh, that's the sweetest. I think that one got me, but
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think
Well,
that
because
one got me.
I know it is so sweet. But people said it was really therapeutic for them. Almost
Yeah.
like other people who had lost dogs and things like that came and like, just got to get
Give
some
him
love
some
from him.
loves.
And people were saying like this might even extend his life. Just just
Give him
the
a lot of
happiness
love.
and joy. Yeah. So stinking cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and not only that, but there's so many like you're always told like don't pet a stranger's dog and like you never know, leave him alone.
Mhm.
But sometimes you really want to, you know, if all of my neighbors set out little notes or whatever that's like, "Hey, come pet my dog." I'd be like, "Sweet, I'll
Okay.
be right
Yeah,
over." Like,
yeah, yeah.
I'm coming.
Mhm.
My neighbor's sweet dog will come. Or yeah, she is a pretty old dog. She kind of walks real slow, but she'll come over like when they leave and just come visit us.
Aw.
And like she'll just scratch at the door, and so we'll let her in, and she just looks like, "Hey, aren't
She
you glad
comes
I'm
in,
here?"
she comes in your house. That's
Yeah.
so cute. Mm.
Yep. Chippy. We love Chippy.
It's adorable. You
Yep.
don't have a dog, right?
Not right now, but we've been talking a lot about getting one.
Oh,
There's one coming. I just don't know
yeah.
when.
They're
Yeah,
like dogs are just the best. Reminds me of that.
they're pretty
It's
cool.
it's a stupid joke, but that joke like about just how much dogs love and how happy they are. It's like if you want to see who loves you more,
Yeah.
lock your wife and your dog in the trunk for 3 hours and see who's happy to see you when you let them out.
It's a dog. It's a
Yeah,
dog.
always happy. Like Enzo's in his kennel right now because he'd be. But when I go in there and let him out, he's gonna be so excited, so happy. We
See,
all
and
need to.
maybe the rest of that joke is like lock me in the trunk with my dog, and then when you come back in 3 hours, I'll just pull it shut again. Like
Yeah, we're
we're
good.
busy. We're right in the middle of stuff. We're playing.
Yeah, but if we all could have that ability, you know, the joy of a dog.
Yeah. Puppy dog energy.
Hmm.
I actually thought I need to be more like that when like my kids come home. I need to be like a puppy dog that's so excited to see them. I'm gonna push my chair up forward. It's stuck. Okay. Oh, okay. Southern England. You ready for the next one?
Uh-huh.
Southern England, there was a grocery delivery driver, right? Comes to drop off groceries, and he rings the doorbell, and nobody comes, and he can hear the TV like inside.
Hmm.
And he was about to walk away, and he's like, "All right, they'll just come get him when they're ready. Maybe they just stepped away for a little bit." And as he was leaving, he's like, "I think I better go check." Like, and he felt kind of stupid. He felt kind of stupid because, like, I don't know. I would. I'd feel kind of dumb. But he walks back up to the house and he kind of like peeks in the window a little bit, and he could see a lady face down on the floor. And so he called 911, and the ambulance came, and she had fallen into a diabetic coma and was really struggling, needed help. And so they credit him with saving her life because
Oh yeah.
who knows if she would have
I feel
come
dumb
out of it.
sometimes, like when I'm having thoughts like that, but I always think,
Yeah,
what's the worst that's gonna happen? I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, everything's okay. But if I'm right, at
I would have
least I
been.
can do something.
If I would be like, if I'm wrong, somebody sees me peeking into their house and thinks I'm some sort of weird weirdo. But I'm glad he
Fair,
did.
fair, yeah.
Yeah. So in this day and age, when he could have been caught for doing something weird, I'm glad he didn't because he saved her life. Everybody
Yeah.
was grateful. And the grocery store he worked for gave him an award and said thank you. Made sure he
Awesome.
was well taken care of.
Good. Good.
So,
I saw a story that I was gonna do and I didn't
hmm
because then I was like, wait a minute. It was something about this guy who like never missed work for like some fast food place or something, and about him getting a car or something, but due to a crowdfunding thing. And I'm like, that was a good
yeah,
story, except for that if somebody's giving you 20 years of their life to your business, maybe you should be the
take
one
care of
making
them.
sure they're okay and not everybody else being like, wow, like that
That's
guy,
so
yeah,
cool.
I don't know. So I guess I told it now
Yeah,
anyways, but it was a little bit just like, well, I don't know. Like, I'm glad crowdfunding is there. People can
yeah,
donate to people, but also, I don't know. I
yeah.
wish that
It's
employees took better care of their employers. Wait, did I say that
right.
wrong? Employers took better care of their employees.
Employers took better care of their employees.
Hmm.
Yeah, because they really do make your livelihood like because they're there, you have a livelihood. Take care of
Hmm.
them.
Yeah.
All
Anyways,
right. Nice. We're
is it back to me?
back to you. Back to you. Back to you, Rach.
Thanks. Okay. So, oh yeah, this one is a story of human resilience, as Philly D
Okay.
said. So it's more
Do
just
you like
like
human
a
resilience?
wow. So
Hmm
there's this guy, Maxima Napa. He's 61 years old
I like that
from
name.
Peru, and he went on a 2-week fishing trip in the ocean, and
Nice.
he didn't come back. And his family was
Not
like,
nice.
yeah, exactly. So they had the Peru Maritime Patrols searching for him. Couldn't find him, unfortunately, but they were starting to lose hope. But after
That'd be
90,
so scary.
I know. And so at this point in time, because it was 95 days later when they found him.
Oh
Um,
gosh.
exactly. He said,
You would have given up hope.
exactly. He survived off of like bugs and things like that. A turtle, you do what you got to do. I think he said the last
Yeah.
15 days he was out there, he didn't eat. He ended up, when they found him, it was an Ecuadorian fishing patrol that saw a boat floating 680 miles off of the Peruvian coast. He was heavily
Holy crap.
dehydrated and in critical condition, but he made it. Like
That's
a
crazy.
good
Can
outcome to a crazy story. I can't imagine being out in the middle of the ocean.
yeah, could you imagine over 3 months later getting that phone call like, oh hey,
We
we found
found
him.
him. Yeah,
He's still out in the boat.
yeah.
It's like,
He said he's fine. Call it. Just kidding.
yeah, he's good.
No,
He says, stop
there's
nagging.
actually
No, I'm just kidding.
a video of him reuniting with his brother. That's pretty sad because he's like
Oh,
crying, but like yell crying, like just so, you know.
Yeah, the guttural, like,
Exactly. Like
mm,
he didn't think he was gonna make it, but he did. Mhm.
that's
So
so cool.
I thought that was good. Nice
That
to
is
have
very
a
cool,
good outcome. All right. Do you have another
right?
one?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Let me see. Oh, the number of monarch butterflies in Mexico.
Mhm.
Like, do you know about monarch butterflies?
I mean, I know of monarch
You know
butterflies,
of monarch
the
butterflies?
orange
So every
butterflies.
year, yep, every
Okay.
year when they migrate, they all go to the exact same, like, 2 mile area. Like they just, if you go look for videos, they just cover the trees in this area in Mexico. And they said this year the monarch butterflies covered double the area that they usually cover. Their their populations are growing, so expect to see more monarch butterflies this year.
Awesome. Were they declining or something? Were they?
Yeah, I think they've been declining for a while. Just
Man, I would go. I would love to go see that. I wonder if you can go,
oh,
or if
it's
it's something
you
that you're
can
not
yeah.
supposed to interrupt.
Well, I don't think you can like go and touch them, but I think there's places where you can view them. I've
That would be
seen
cool.
I have seen videos, but I've never been there. But it would be amazing to see because there's like thousands of them covering each tree. It's like all up the bark. You just anyway, it's
Yeah. So
go look it up when we're
when
off because it's cool.
I will, I think it would be fun to take like Bella there. So when
Hmm.
her babysitter, old neighbor, her godmother or whatever, when she passed
Yeah,
away unexpectedly a couple years
Kim,
ago, Kimmy.
the Kimmy.
Butterflies, specifically the orange butterflies, because Kimmy's favorite color is orange,
Mhm.
became kind of like a symbol for like, oh, there's Kimmy, or like think of her when you see those. So it'd probably be
Well,
pretty magical to go there.
oh, for sure, and
It
expect to
chokes
see
me
more
up a little
little,
bit just thinking about it.
yeah, expect to see more little signs of her this
Yeah,
summer because they'll be coming back.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. Do you have more?
I have one more.
Okay. Sweet. I think I have about that too.
Okay, so this one is about Dr. Lin. He's a professor who ended up with lung cancer.
Oh,
He's a 50-year-old professor at Stanford University. He developed a cough. They thought it was just a cold or something, as most people do. But a CT scan ended up showing a mass that had metastasized, and it spread really fast. So pretty quickly, he was like
mm,
terminal, and he could have just went, woe is me, and like pulled back from life.
yeah.
Because he was given 2 years to live. Um, and so he was thinking, what do I want to do with these 2 years? And what he did was
Yeah.
he made a medical course for he was called From Diagnosis to Dialogue, a doctor's real-time battle with cancer. So it ended up being like an overbooked class with like standing room only. And he was
Really?
and it wasn't like a doom and gloom type thing. He brought in his wife, I guess, spoke, and some of his doctors and professionals, kind of just giving all these students a glimpse into the lives of their potential patients, like looking at it in a way that you probably otherwise couldn't. And at
Yeah.
the
In depth.
mhm, excuse me. He hoped that students would go on to dedicate themselves to cancer care, like through this, that it would encourage more people. And at the
Mhm.
end, when asked whether students were thinking about a career in cancer care, about 1/3 raised their hands. So he might,
I like that.
single-handedly be responsible for like
Curing some
bringing
types of cancer.
by bringing, well, not single-handedly, you know what I mean, but
Yeah.
encouraging people and helping people to also be better doctors, because they'll have a view from the patient that they wouldn't have had otherwise. Like he, I don't know,
Yeah.
really good.
Less clinical, less like by the book and more personal.
Yeah. Um, and also some students push their family to get like
Tested.
screened after attending. Yeah. So more people catching it early and stuff like that. So I thought,
That's so good.
that would be so hard to do too. Like I think I would have been a little more selfish with my time. And he's still alive, I think. I didn't see that he had
Yeah.
passed. So hopefully he is, but like to give of your time to try
When you
to,
know it's so limited. Yeah.
mhm, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I tell my husband frequently. occasionally, sometimes. Um, you always hear about somebody that like had a battle with cancer
Hmm.
and their family's like they never complained, they were always good. They just, stoic through the whole thing. And I'm like, I'd probably bitch and moan. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I'd probably complain. So just so you know, that's probably not me. I'd
I don't know how I'd be.
You can say whatever you want at my funeral, but
Yeah,
I wouldn't go out without a fight. Like
yeah, yeah. I've told my family I want my funeral to be fun.
that's so hard to do. My mom would say that too. And
Like I literally
somebody
want
was
a
saying,
party. Like talk about things that make you laugh, like memories and stuff like that. Like, yes, I'm
yeah,
gone, but like I'll live on in the memories. So,
uh-huh. Have
remember
you
me
seen?
often and laugh, you know?
Yes, exactly. And make sure that all the memories you have of me are just ones where we're laughing because the world needs more of that. But have you seen there was a funeral for a lady and at the end they handed out little handouts with her picture on it and a Ouija board and it said, "Let's keep in touch."
I love that.
Like like
Uh,
absolutely. A
uh,
little humor goes a long way. Or there was like the guy in Ireland or Scotland
mhm.
that had a recording of himself knocking. Did you hear that?
But
So
that's
like
hilarious.
they lower the casket into the ground, and
Uh-huh.
all of a sudden you hear this knocking. He's like, "Hey, it's dark in here. Let me out! Like, get me out of here!"
Uh,
I'm
and I'm
like,
sure everybody really loved and appreciated that because it's like his humor,
"Mhm,
obviously. But then when
right.
you're just feeling so just down and stuff to get
Well,
a
and that's
laugh
such a
or
hard
whatever.
time. When you're
Yeah.
lowering him into the ground, it's just like it's so permanent. I hate it. There are a
Hmm.
few things about funerals that I really hate, and that's one of them. So to
I don't
put
think
a
I've
little
ever been
humor
there
in
to
there,
see that. Like I feel like
it's
they kind of like have everybody leave and then do that later, or maybe
they do it with sometimes they'll do it with like close family around,
yeah.
and I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
You feel like you have to because it's like the last little bit, but it feels so permanent.
Yeah.
So to throw a little humor in right there, I think I would do that,
Yeah. I want to be cremated, so that'll be hard for me. Knock, knock, knock.
right? I've told my kids I want my body donated to science. Like
That's a good one too.
go let
I've
them figure out stuff with whatever I'm not using.
Yeah,
So
that might be what I do. Like I'll be one of those cadavers that they research. She's
mhm.
been out there 10 years. I'm just-
You're right.
Oh.
Ah, yeah. I remember going to the cadaver lab and they
Yeah,
were
that's what turned me away from wanting to continue down sports medicine. I was like,
really
I don't want to do that again.
I actually loved it. I
I
didn't love the
hated
whole
it.
dead bodies. I didn't love the like, there's a macabre part of like dead bodies, but like just to know how the body works and to be able to see like the inner workings and
Yeah. It's very,
I'm
very
gross, but I kind of liked it.
interesting. I think I just even though they had the heads covered, I just was like, this is a person. Like they had a life. And now I think I would be fine with it because I'm more comfortable with myself dying. Then I was so afraid of it, like that religious mindset where, fear is
Yeah.
everything and you just like it was so scary. And now it's like, I don't want a painful death, but I don't fear death, you know?
Yeah. I love how we're ending up the joyful one with and
Sunshine,
then we
lollipops, and
die.
death.
I like that name.
Yeah.
That might be the title for this one.
Okay.
Sunshine, lollipops, death.
Yeah. All
Okay.
right. Did you have one more?
Um, let's see if I have one. Oh, okay. I've got one for you. We'll just
Okay.
end it with this one.
Okay.
Leonardo da Vinci, have you heard of him?
No. Who is this?
No,
Okay.
that's unfortunate. No, okay, so he
Is he
had
related
a
to
sketch.
DiCaprio? I'm sorry. Sorry.
Both Leonardo, they must be.
Mhm.
No, he had a sketch that he drew in 1490, so, a while ago.
Yeah.
And it showed these tunnels, kind of like secret passages under a castle. And recently they think they found these
Tunnels.
tunnels that he sketched.
So it was like a secret map.
It's like 500, yeah, kind of. And it's from what from the article I read, it wasn't super clear, but I think what happened was they like built on top of them and some of them got sealed off. And like, it's not that they were super hidden. It was just that life had continued in hundreds of years and they just sealed the tunnels off. But using, they used a whole bunch of stuff. GPS, laser scanning, 3D ground penetrating radar, and photogrammetry. So anyway, they used all of those things to get a picture of what was underneath this castle, and they found the tunnels, and they think they are the same tunnels that Leonardo da Vinci sketched in 1490, that they had
Way
no
back
idea
when.
where this was.
Neat.
So look at Leo being all relevant today. Good job. Keep surprising us.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Yay.
Yeah. There's your cool news for today. I hope everybody, all three of you watching, feel uplifted.
Yeah. Well, I do when Philly D gets to like, I've actually a couple of times like just jumped ahead because he puts it towards the end as like a palate cleanser, like, okay,
Yeah.
the world sucks, but look, this person's good.
And we need that. We need that
do.
because I think most people are just inherently good and we look for the good and we're inspired by the good to do that in ourselves. And when all you hear from the news is negativity and like
Yeah.
the bad stuff, which we need to know about too, but like when that's all you hear, it can have a devastating effect.
Yeah, and as he said on one of the more recent episodes, he's like, and remember, it feels good to do good. And it's true. Like,
It so does.
yeah. So if you're down, do something good for somebody else.
Yep.
You'll lift yourself
They
and
may not
them.
appreciate it. It may backfire. It may do a whole bunch of stuff, but do it anyway. Yeah. Do it
Yeah.
anyway. Do good.
Yeah. In what way would doing good backfire?
Oh, okay, I'll tell you.
Okay.
We were in a restaurant one time, me and Cody. It was just us, and this little old, like frail man walks in. I'm sure I've told you this before, but like, and he goes and he sits behind us and he's eating by himself. And we look at each other and we're like, we got to pay for his dinner, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, you have to.
Yeah.
So, and we were friends with the waitress and we're like, hey, we got him. And she's like, okay, cool. And then we were taking our sweet time eating. And so we were there when she's like, when he asked for his bill and she's like, oh, your bill was already paid for. Like somebody who was here early paid for it. And he goes, what? No, that's bullshit. Like, no, I'm paying for my own damn meal. I can pay for my own food. You tell, no. And I'm like, shh, don't tell him it was us. I'm sorry, sir. Like it was not a good thing. He was really pissed. Like, I'm
maybe
sorry,
a little
sir.
prideful to think that but
Don't care. He could, that's his right.
Yes,
It's
it is.
everybody's right to like decide how they take it. So that may have been a mistake on our part, but we tried.
I don't think it
and
was
I still
a
feel like,
mistake. No way. It's never a
well, in that
mistake to
situation, it
try
might
to
have
do
been,
good.
yeah,
Whatever.
yeah.
Funny though.
I kind of try to live by never suppress a generous thought. Like if you think something nice, you want to do something nice, just do it. And it's even if, because maybe it's more for you, maybe you needed it, and
Yeah.
everybody else can decide how to take it. If I'm like, I should go make Rachel dinner because I think she's had a hard day, and I bring you dinner and you're like, this is freaking gross, and you just chuck it, that's okay. Like,
You still
it's
got
all
the
good.
from
I
it,
still
yeah.
feel good. Yeah. And I think you still feel like,
It's
oh, she
nice
thought
to
of
be
me.
thought
You know
of.
what I mean?
Well, I always
Mhm.
say like I'm an over-inviter because I like to host, so I'm always inviting. And I think
Yeah.
my girls, I'm like, invite them over, or whatever. I'm always telling the girls, hi, Cody.
Cody,
But I was like, it never hurts to get invited, but it does
Yeah.
hurt to know you weren't. So like,
Yep.
even if people aren't gonna come, even if, just give them the invite, just make them feel wanted.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I think the same thing. So
Yeah.
do it anyway. Do it anyway, guys.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna put a song right here for that do it anyway thing. You're gonna like it.
Life sucks sometimes, but I do it. Tell me why. I do it up. I do it now. I do it down. I do it depressed, I do it obsessed. I do it anyway. Even when I'm afraid, I'll be brave. I do it anyway. 'Cause that's what it takes to win this game.
Okay, I like it.
All right. Well, I love you. I love you.
Lilas.
But
Go
just so
do
you
some
guys
good
know,
and-
Lilas is from high school.
That's true. It is.
And it means
We used to write it on all of our
you
notes.
like a sister, Lilas. I thought that actually
Lilas.
last time I was like, we always say that, but we've never actually explained it. So, Lilas.
Here you go. I love you like a sister. I
Yes.
still have like all my notes from high school, and they do all say Lilas. So,
I
there.
would love one time for just to have you read those.
I'm sure like 90% of them are like, "Hey girl, what's up? See you in sixth period." Okay,
I'm
bye.
sure. I'm sure. If we just could text, that's what it would have been.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Exactly.
Oh, no, it would have been filled with
Exactly.
memes because that's my favorite.
Oh yeah,
So
and
memes.
videos and all sorts of things.
Uh-huh.
Um, apparently I'm being videoed for another channel.
All right. You guys have fun with that.
Awesome.
And
Okay, we
I'll
will.
talk to you later. Okay.
All right, go do some good.
I
See ya.
will. Love you.
Bye.
Subscribe up there.
Subscribe.
There's a subscribe up there.
Okay.
Like the button.
Okay.